This piece is called Enough of a Man. I am sorry I was not enough of a man for you. I am sorry I am not enough of a man for you. My heart was pounding, sweat was dripping off my forehead as the words were spilling out your mouth, and you were crying. And so was I, but for two very different reasons. At age 18, I had been preparing for this moment my entire life, and all you can say, you said, I'm sorry I was not enough of a man for you. And Mom, as if it needed repeating, she said, I'm sorry your father was not enough of a man, and you just sat there in silence, because it hadn't been the first time someone had questioned whether or not you were enough. As a kid, new to this country, you were too Latino to be popular, too skinny to fight. You used humor to get by. But sometimes the joke was on you. And all too often, they were laughing at the fact that you took after your mom more than you took after your dad. But what is so wrong with that? When your mother would give her 3 kids the bed, while her husband worked nights, Abuela would sleep alone, upright, in a wooden chair. What is so wrong with taking after her? I'm sorry your father was not enough of a man. My mother always criticizing you because she had never measured up to her vision of a perfect husband and father that had been tainted by her white dad, who thought raising children was way too similar to raising dogs. He would take her by the hair and rub her face in it when, as a child, my mother wet the bed. So when she said those words, I'm sorry your father was not enough of a man for you, I knew what she meant. You were either too kind, too gentle, or just too brown to be enough of a man for her. And you were crying, and so was I. But this wasn't for the first time in my life I had seen your tears. Over the years I had seen them a lot, dripping from your eyes while you would sing passionate love songs to your God, a pastor behind a piano. And when you preach sometimes, you break down, having to take a moment to collect your thoughts. As you wipe away your tears, you were never afraid of people seeing you in those moments. In those moments, you weren't afraid of what they'd think, because in those moments, you cared for something more than just your idea of manhood. And in those moments, you taught me that a man could be so much more than just your idea of manhood. And I can't count the reasons that you would let your emotions get the best of you, because I had seen it happen many times throughout my life, but never once had I seen it for that reason. Never once had I seen you shed tears like that until that moment, because I had seen the joy on your face when you renewed your wedding vows, heard the sorrow of your screams when you thought you had lost your daughter, felt the warmth of your embrace when I told you I wanted to grow up to be like you, smelled the sweetness of your rejoicing tears when you got the news that you had beat your cancer. So many memories of so many tears. Countless, but not one of them had felt that cold until the moment I told you I like boys and you said, I'm sorry, I was not enough of a man for you. But Dad, you were more than enough. Because to me, you were always more than just a man. You were my hero, my father, my friend. You showed me love and passion and sorrow, taught me about anguish and compassion and beauty, gave me strength and righteousness and courage. Because while you worshipped God, I worshipped you. You were my idol on a pedestal, who was just too busy thinking that you had not been enough. And I was crushed. Because in that moment, for the first time in my life, I saw you as human. You may be ashamed that I'm your son, but I will never be ashamed to have called you my father. You may think that you have failed me, but your only real failure is thinking that you failed me. And you may have been made to feel uncomfortable in your skin, but I wish every day that I could look just even a little bit more like the greatest man who ever lived, trapped in thinking that he wasn't enough. But Dad, you were just never enough for you.